Hello, I want to give you a quick run through on how to do this week's lab, the Protist lab. So let's go down here. We're in a late night lab. Let's go down here and open up the Protist lab, and it'll take a minute for it to load. Now in this lab we're going to make a lot. We're going to make about, I think, 4 photos and save those and then do a write-up. Okay, so we want to open up our lab book. Here's the background information on Protist, and it's got some rather detailed information. Now, last week with the bacteria, or I guess that was 2 weeks ago with the bacteria, I had a sheet where I kind of walked through the background material, and we didn't do a whole lot with procedures. Now, this time around, we're going to go over here to procedures. Okay. So, notice as we read down through here, it tells you about the media player. So if you come down here, here's the media player. This thing is supposed to look like an old-time film canister, film reel right there. Okay, so we click on that. That's our media player. So let's open that up. And then it also tells you when you open this up, the list of available media appears on the right hand side of the player. You can scroll through this, return to the list by clicking on the lab media button, and then there's a draw button which will look like a pencil, and you want to be sure and save your material, save your snapshots to your media. Okay, so let's go down here and open up the media player, and there we go. It opens, and we've got a diagram of euglena. So the set of instructions on your lab, that is not over here, this gives us a lot more details than what's really feasible to do. So we're going to go by the set of instructions. Let me see if I have it on here. Set of instructions right here on your lab, and it says euglena. Open the media player, go to lab media, and then we're going to just follow this on through, and we're going to write a description of the various movements, and then we'll go to diatoms. Okay, so go back over here. So here we go. So we want to go to the media player, which we have here. Open the lab media, which we already have. And then we want to go to the euglena video. So this is the euglena diagram. Right here's the video, and euglena in motion. So we want to watch this and note how these are moving. Okay, so looks like they're kind of doing a barrel roll there. And then you notice here's another view of the movement of a single euglena, and you notice how the body of the euglena is moving, and then you have the flagella. Okay, so now then what we want to do is, on your sheet, we want to write up a description of what we just saw. There ought to be 3 factors there with movement that we could describe. Now let's go to diatoms. So again, we want to find the diatoms in the media player. So let's go over here and we can scroll down. We're going to skip a few, and right here's the diatoms. And you notice, just make sure we're in the right place. It says diatoms right down here. Okay, so we want to label. We want to label this, and let's see, let's find, here's our labeling tool. It says draw, the little pencil. So I'll click on this, and let's see, let's find a color. Well, I said let's find a color. Here we go. So let's find a color, and I think the red would show up well against that background. So first off, we want to note the outer layer right here. And so now then I can hit the text button, and I can come in here Notice a little flashing bar right there. So now then I can type in the text with the name of that outer layer. Then I want to label the chloroplasts. Now this is some other type of organism right here besides a diatom. So with that bright green. On the diatoms, the chloroplasts are more of a dull green to a brownish green. So we come in with our drawing tool right here. There we go. And again, I'm going to use the text tool and going to type in the name of those structures right there. Now then, I want to save this, so I'm going to go down here to the little save emblem. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to give this a title. I think diatoms would be a pretty good title. So, diatoms. And if I want, I can give it a description as to what I labeled and so forth. Click OK, and I've saved that to what's called your media right here. Okay. Now then, we want to go to the paramecium. So, we've got to back here. Let's see. Lab media. There we go. We got our lab media back there. So it went down, clicked on lab media. We want to go down here to the paramecium. There's a diagram of the paramecium. And so there's our diagram. Now we're going to use the microscope. So I'm going to go up here to the instruments. There's the microscope. I'm going to set the microscope down here on the table. And table lab bench. And now I want to go over here to the materials, and I want to find the slide for the paramecium. There's one for the paramecium, and I'm going to put that on the microscope right there on the stage. If you have the sound on, you'll hear it kind of make a thoop and catch sound. Okay, that's way out of focus. So I'm going to turn the coarse focus adjustment, and it brings it into focus. Okay, now then, I want to get in a little closer. So I'm going to go down here to this plus sign, and I'm going to click on that a few times, and I'm going to scoot my screen over, and I'm going to click on that one more time. Now there we go. Now I can read the numbers on the objectives, and I can see this pretty clearly. Okay, so I want to increase the power here. We're on 1x. Let's try this one. There's 2x, 4x, and let's go up 8x. There we go. Now I want to move this so I can see a few things. So I'm going to try the X adjustment. I want to go the other way. So I'll just kind of turn that. Now here's the Y adjustment. I want to bring that down a little bit. It's going up. So I'm going to bring that down. There we go. Whoa! Stop there. Okay. Now, this has three of the things I'm looking for. I can see the cilia all up here. I can see the macronucleus right here. I can see a bunch of vacuoles right in there. There's some larger vacuoles up there that might be a little more clear. Okay, so I'm going to make a snapshot of that. And I'm going to type in title paramecium, and since I know I've got to have another paramecium picture, I'm going to call it paramecium 1. Okay, and I'll save that. Okay, there we go. Now I need to look around and find something with a micronucleus. Find a cell with a micronucleus. Oh, look, there's a beautiful vacuole on that one right there. Well, let's see. Let's go back the other way. Let's kind of hunt and find right here. Let's see. I'm going to go to the Y-axis, and I'm going. Okay, looky here. Might not be ideal, but there is a micronucleus right there. So there's the macronucleus, there's the micronucleus, and I've got the cilia. What I don't have in that cell is a clear view of a vacuole. So I'm going to, again, take a snapshot. And there we go. I'm going to call this paramecium 2. I'm going to save that. There we go. Save it. Okay, now I want to work on annotating that. So I'm going to go over here. It should be in your media. Now I've got a bunch of old ones in here, so this ought to be down here at the bottom. Diatoms. That's interesting. This one I saved earlier. Well, I'm not sure where the ones that I just saved are, but let me work with this one. Okay, so now I want to annotate this, and I'm going to, okay, let's try that again. Pull this over. Okay, here we go. I'm going to click on that. Again, I like the red lines, so I'm going to go in here, and here's the cilia. So text, I can type in right here, cilia. And it would have been better to have that a little closer to the line. I'm going to put in here vacuole. I'll type in the name of that one. Vacuole. Here's the macronucleus. So I can do the same thing and type in macronucleus. Here's a micronucleus right here. And so on this photo, I happen to have all 4 parts that I'm looking for right in one photo. Now, of course, I want to put in the text here for macronucleus and the text up here for micronucleus. And then I'm going to hit save, and paramecium labeled. Okay, so here we go, and save that. There we go, and it should be in my media. Okay, the last thing I want to do with this is want to go to the Volvox. So I'm going to either click here several times to move out, or I'll just click here to reset the zoom. There we go, right there. So reset the zoom, open my media player once again, and I'm going to move down here and find the Volvox way down here. Okay, it's this one right here. So I'll click on that. Now that's the wrong one, that's amoeba. So let me go back up and try, and see right there you can see the label. So if you click on the wrong one, you can tell it's the wrong one. I'm looking for Volvox. Let me try this one. There we go, Volvox. And notice what I want to do. One, I want to watch the way this thing is moving and be able to describe its movement. And then 2, I want to stop this when I have a good view of those dark dots inside. That looks pretty good right there. Okay, now then, I'm going to label this. So again, here we go. Kind of like the red lines. Of course, you could use any color that you like. And here we go. Right there, one of those little dark dots. We'll branch off and come down here to that one as well. This one right here. This one right here. And then use the labeling tool and mark those as the daughter colonies. Okay, so now then I need to save that. So save, I'll mark it as Volvox, and click OK, and it's saving the media. And just check that media should